Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Saturday, October the 19th. Starting at the top of the board with the Avs. And the Avs had some good news last night with they finally figured out their style and they won that game. But the other good news is that in the midst of all of the concerns about Georgiev, now they've picked up goaltender Kahkonen. They picked him up on waivers, of course. He is now in Denver. Everything's cleared up. I believe there was a visa issue there that was preventing him from joining the team, but either way, he's with the team now. He's in Denver. He's practicing with the team. Another player who has arrived in Denver but is currently suspended and is in the NHLPA assistance program is Valeri Nichushkin. He is skating and working out on his own. So he is progressing towards a return next month to action for the Colorado Avalanche. And we hope that after that's done, all we're going to hear from Nichushkin, and the only time I'm going to mention the news videos is about goals and assists and, accolades towards Nichushkin. No more of the other off-ice stuff for him, I would hope. Fingers crossed for Valeri as he gets ready to make his return. Boston College had a nice ceremony for the Gaudreau brothers last night. There's a tie between, of course, the Gaudreaus and Boston College, and that was before Friday's home opener. So, as far as ceremonies go, I would think that'd be the last big ceremony surrounding the Gaudreaus. I think the hockey world has done a really good job of paying tribute to them. All 32 NHL rinks, for instance, and I think it's been nice to see the hockey community come together. There are times the hockey community does come together. We put everything aside, and for this is definitely one of those times. So it's nice to see Boston College have a nice ceremony for him. And we'll see what else may happen later on. I still think at some point in time Columbus decides to retire his number, and I think at some point Calgary does as well, but we shall see. Kent Johnson dealing with an upper body injury, and according to Coach Dean Evison, he's going to be out for a while, saying that it's not short term. So that's not necessarily an answer, but that tells you he's not only going to be out for a week, probably not only out for 2 weeks. And it's too bad because he's had a good start to the season. I would think Columbus is pretty excited about the development of Kent Johnson this season. And now you have to hope that this isn't going to cause setbacks from there and cause the team's record to get worse. Today they are at home against the Minnesota Wild. I just had to look at the boards here. Are they at home or on the other road? Are they on the road? They're at home tonight against Minnesota. So be interesting to see how that game goes for them. The Pittsburgh Penguins recalled Nedeljkovic. So he started last night for Wilkes-Barre. Now he comes back up to the NHL level, and so Pittsburgh, it will be curious to see if Bloomquist and Nedeljkovic get the starts. If they send Bloomquist down, I haven't seen that they've sent Bloomquist down yet. They can. He doesn't require waivers to get sent down, but Jari's start to the season has been troubling, and this is a Pittsburgh team that really, really needs to make the playoffs this year. Because Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Carlson, these guys aren't getting younger. And this is a team that looks like they're going to be able to score pretty well. Their power play looks a heck of a lot better than it did last season. Now it's goaltending that is the concern. And by goaltending, it's basically Tristan Jarry. So we'll see what they do now that Nedeljkovic is back up with the team. In Florida news. So now with Barkov, and there was an expectation he could play next week. But apparently that expectation's been pushed back a little bit. Because now it's being reported that he is expected to return for November 1st for the Global Series game against the Dallas Stars. So that would mean that he's a week and a half, almost 2 weeks away. But either way, it does look like Barkov's not going to be out past then. And the Florida Panthers, I think, will be fine between now and then. They're at home today against Vegas. Should be an entertaining game. Tkachuk, don't believe he's in the lineup today either, was what I was reading. Tkachuk's expected to be back next week. So, let me know your thoughts on the Florida Panthers and the whole Barkov thing. I think that once Barkov comes back, I think we'll see Florida probably go on a bit of a run. Dakota Joshua, good news for Canuck fans. He's at practice. It is a non-contact jersey, so that means he's at least a week away. Without Dakota Joshua in the lineup, I think it's noticeable for the Canucks. I think it's one of those players they desperately need in there. There's that intensity. There's the big goals. There's just that presence Dakota Joshua has, or at least had this past season. We'll see how it is when he returns to the lineup for them this season, but that's definitely something, an element that's been missing from their game this season thus far. Chad Ruhwedel of the New York Rangers is set to return to the lineup tonight against the Leafs. It looks like we're going to see Mancini stay in the lineup and Zach Jones come out of the lineup as the healthy scratch. So, yeah, Mancini apparently impressing and ends up with a top 6 role. And Ruhwedel coming into the lineup just bumps out Jones instead of Mancini. So, with Ruhwedel back in the lineup, he's a defensive defenseman. He's a veteran, not flashy, but reliable. So that has to be a benefit to the New York Rangers and what they've got going on there. Sheldon Keefe, and the first thought I had was, man, if he'd said this in Toronto, but he didn't. He said this in New Jersey. He's honest. Asked about Shimon Nemec, and saying that Shimon Nemec, there were problems with his compete level the first few games of the season, but that over the last few games that he has improved that quite a bit. So this might be a tell, so that when Pesce's ready to come back or Luke Hughes is ready to come back, and the question becomes who's going to be the odd man out, Nemec may very well end up being the guy who's the odd man out. And keep in mind, too, he does not require waivers to be sent down if you're going to send somebody down to Utica. So, yeah, it should be interesting to see what the New Jersey Devils do when their blue line starts to get a bit healthier. But I don't mind Keefe's honesty here at all. I think it's fine. I don't have a problem with a coach coming out and saying, yeah, this guy's been playing poorly. We're hoping he picks it up. I don't think it should be considered an insult to the player. Players know when they're not playing well. And I don't think that teammates are going to get upset. And I don't think that as fans we should be upset either. But it just feels like when a coach comes out and goes, yeah, he's not playing very well, people are like, are you kidding me? Is he going to ask for a trade now? But yeah, being honest about your players and your evaluation of them, I think should be the way of things. Rather than the coach just say, we're all trying as hard as we can. They're great guys. They'll figure it out. Just come out and admit it. Yeah, this guy needs to pick it up. I don't see a problem with that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.